Hello, Mr. Lee here. Today we're going to solve some absolute value equations. Okay, so first off, to describe what an absolute value is, they're represented with these brackets. Hopefully this is familiar. This will be read as the absolute value of 3. And all that means is whatever's inside those brackets turns positive. So 3 is already positive here, so it's going to stay positive. If I take the absolute value of a negative 3, that will also be a positive 3. Okay, so whatever's in these brackets, absolute value brackets, turns into a positive. To find the symbol, it's in your keypad on Desmos. It'd be this symbol right here. Okay, so you can click that and then type whatever you want, and it'll give you the absolute value. Essentially, what absolute values are used for, it's for distances, measurements. So you wouldn't say that, the length of this table is negative 15 inches, right? You're always going to say a length or distance from one place to another is going to be a positive value, okay? So that's essentially the application for it. We can type in something more abstract. Let's do 512. Okay, so that's positive. Let's take the absolute value of a negative 512. It's as simple as whatever's in the brackets turns positive, okay? So let's look at some examples with this in context of solving equations. So this worksheet is in your Canvas page. And you guys can pick and choose which ones you want to solve just for practice, okay? If you are understanding it pretty quickly, maybe skip around and do less of them. If you need the extra practice, it's there for you. There are 18 total, but I don't really expect you to do all of them, okay? Just pick and choose what you need. If you do really want a hard guideline, I would just say do 1 through 17 odds, okay? That would be a good sample of questions to practice. Okay, we're going to look at one specific one, so number 14. This is read as 4 times the absolute value of n plus 8 is equal to 56. Okay, so best strategy to solve these is to isolate your absolute value expression, okay? Sometimes you'll just have one variable in here. Sometimes you'll have a more complex expression like this. But either way, I'm going to isolate it. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Right, so the 4s will cancel out here. And I'm left with just that absolute value of n plus 8, okay? So that's an absolute value of n plus 8. 4's canceled out left side. 56 divided by 4 will update to a 14. Okay, so the absolute value of n plus 8 equals 14. So essentially what we're looking at now is whatever n plus 8 is, it can either be a positive 14 or it can be a negative 14, right? Because even if it's negative 14, it'll spit back positive and turn to positive 14. So I'm going to go to the right here to get some space, but what we're looking at is actually 2 solutions because I can write 2 equations and split it up as n plus 8 equals 14 or an n plus 8 equals a negative 14. Okay, so I'm solving 2 different equations. You actually have 2 solutions. And I trust you guys that you can solve this, right? I'm not going to show all the work, but when you solve those 2 separately, you'll get n is equal to 6, and then n is equal to a negative 22. Okay, just subtracting 8 on both sides with the 14 and negative 14 for these 2 solutions. All right, so there's your answer. If you plug these values in back to the original equation, like we know a solution is supposed to do, you're going to make the equation true. Okay, so go ahead and try it out. Check Desmos if you need. Let me know if you have any questions.